You know, New Year's is always kind of a funny, weird time for me because I feel like I have to do like a big recap about how my year has been, but I have such a shit memory that I'm never really able to. Like, everything just kind of blends together for me. Like, I never really am able to go like okay, so recently my friends did this thing where um they reposted like a story thing, and it was like which fan base you were in each month, like which hyperfixation you had each month, and I'm like, how the fuck can you guys remember that? I mean, I guess you have like documented internet stuff, but I don't actually post on Instagram that much, so yeah. But I guess when it comes to New Year's, I feel like I don't have a lot to say. And I don't want to say it's because my life is uneventful, because upon reflection, I don't think it is. At least not as much as it used to be. Like, I always thought my life was uneventful, but I've been able to reflect and think about it more, and I don't think it is. Looking at my previous New Year's posts, it was always just kind of something short and simple. Something that I think any person could say about how their New Year has been. Like, I guess I never really. I mean, I still think I found a way to make it specific to me, but it didn't feel that personal other than all the art that I would showcase from that year. Like, I think I did want. Like, I had an idea to make a video just finally talking about the highlights of my year, because this year has been a lot for me and for a lot of people, I imagine. And I guess I haven't really ever had like an urge to just go over everything. And admittedly, I don't really want to dwell on the bad parts of this year too much because I don't know. I think I'm at a better place now than I have for a while, despite all the shit that's happened this year, you know. Fuck ICE and Free Palestine. I don't really want to dwell on that too much because, again, I want this to be kind of a personal thing and less of a general world thing. So I guess let's just do that. I guess if we'll get the negatives out of the way, it's my mental health has kind of been a lot. I mean, it's always been a lot since like middle school when I realized what depression was and what anxiety was and how badly it probably was for me. I gotta be honest, my life kind of went entirely downhill after third grade. Well, that's not entirely true, but you know what I mean, I think. And this year, I think I just like was way too addicted to my phone than I usually am. And I do think that is partly because of, you know, the state of the world. And I guess I felt like I needed to know some things, which is funny because after the election in November, I kind of wanted to ignore media more. And I think it went in the reverse effects a bit, at least when it came to things I was really passionate about. Like, I think I've realized maybe I use getting obsessed with things as maybe a coping mechanism to not deal with some of the stuff in my life. Like, when I hyperfixate on something, I can just bury myself in that, and then I won't have to focus on reality. And I'm glad I realized that so I can get better, but I guess I'm talking about that now this year because some of the things I got hyperfixated in kind of only caused me more stress. I kind of got involved. Well, not involved. I was just like a casual viewer. Well, not casual, honestly. I was kind of obsessed with this like niche internet community. And I don't want to go into too much detail in case anyone picks up on what it is. But like, it started out nice because I guess I thought I finally found people who were real and like called out on bullshit. And then some of those people just happened to be bullshit. And the community just wasn't really recognizable after a while. And everyone in that community ended up getting involved in internet drama, and I just didn't know who to trust anymore. And then after I think like a big betrayal, I was just done. I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, that caused me so much stress, and I learned stuff that I don't think I want to learn, and I'm not going to be able to unlearn it. And I guess for good or bad, I've learned some stuff there. Like, there's some good stuff I learned from that community, and there are still people in that niche internet community I respect, but a lot of them, at least that have bigger voices, I just don't know how to feel about them anymore. And a few days ago, I kind of thought about this one revelation I had on one of my birthdays. And it was about, like, trying to see the best in everybody and trying to see, like, the good and the complicated and see all the good in the world and try to keep better about everything. And I think in the midst of this state of the world and the communities I got myself in, stuff with my mental health, I think it made me hate humanity for a bit, and I kind of forgot about all that stuff that mindset I was trying to put myself in. And I think it made me think that everyone just sucks and is hiding something, and that I can't trust anyone and shouldn't get attached to anyone online. I mean, I probably shouldn't. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, maybe, I guess I just didn't want to talk to anybody or reach my hand out to anybody new. But I don't want to live my life scared of people. I'll get hurt if I do reach out and someone, ends up being a shit, but I feel like that's better than just closing myself off. Like, I want to have more people in my life. I mean, I'm painfully introverted, but I also I do like people, at least certain people, and I want to find them. And I think I've gotten a bit better at that. I cut myself off from that internet community, and now I think I'm doing a bit better because I'm not focusing on stress or dumb drama or people who suck. And I'm happy about that. And, and I was talking about, like, trying to see the best in everything and the best in people and the complexities and the full picture. And, if I want to see the best in something, then, well, let's get started. Like I said, I wanted to get the bad stuff of this year out of the way, and, that can just be narrowed down to just general mental health shit and phone addiction and, a lot of just mental health. My mental health isn't the best, but we got that out of the way. So now that that's out of the way, let's just go over my year, because I don't think I've been able to do that before, and I'm happy that I feel like I have more to talk about. And I think most of it has been good. First of all, I graduated high school. I'm not going into much detail beyond that. Okay, well, I can, but, nothing too invasive, if you get what I'm saying. Senior year was kind of the easiest and most difficult high school year at the same time. Like, I remember it being kind of laid back, at least the latter half of it. But I also remember, having a lot of pressure because we were finishing everything up, and I feel like it makes sense to give seniors some of the hardest work, being older and all that. And also, obviously, when you're ready to leave high school, they always ask you what you plan to do with your life, and, I think we can be honest, most of us have no idea. Most of the classes this year were fine. I had a mental breakdown in French class that caused me to quit, but overall, they've been fine. Although for the latter half of my high school year, I didn't even do some schoolwork. I got to skip classes in exchange for doing work. They pay in experience, yes. And they pay in you skipping classes. And credits. They also pay in that. And it was really nice to get work experience, because I do want to try to find a job that works for me. And And I'm glad of what I learned there and the people I met and, you know, overall having work experience. I mean, sometimes I would just be begging for my shift to be over because I was bored or just, you know, the typical stuff when you're at a place you don't want to be in. But I'm glad I did it, and I hope to, like, find more work experience, hopefully ones I'll get paid for. I also met some cool people in high school, some of which I'm not great at staying in touch with. I'm sorry, guys, I can't remember to use Discord for the life of me. But they're cool, and I'm hoping I can find other ways to stay in touch with them. You know, we'll try our best from there. And if any of you are watching this video, hi guys! You guys are cool. I thought my graduation ceremony was cool. There's that. Oh! I also got to paint my graduation cap. It's kind of inspired by the art style of Yellow Submarine, because anyone who knows me knows I love Yellow Submarine. It's like my favorite movie. But yeah, that kind of sums all that up. High school's over, and now I'm going to a transitionary school, because again, I still am not 100% sure what I want to do with my life. I mean, I do have an idea of what I want to do with my life, but I'm not sure how to get there. You know how it is. Speaking of what I want to do with my life, let's talk about my creative work. Finally. I finally made the jump into making covers, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. You guys finally learned what my singing voice sounds like. I'm sorry if you were disappointed. I am kinda too. These videos have definitely been the most ambitious that my channel and my creative work has gotten in a while. I'm very happy that I finally got to make them and that you guys have liked them. At least I hope you've liked them. I also took some writing and filming classes this year and learned some cool new stuff about that. And no, I am not talking about the short film I made in that class. I'm kinda embarrassed by it. That will never see the light of day, don't ask. But I'm really happy I got that opportunity to learn more with those classes. And I hope to do more writing and filmmaking classes. I'm taking another filmmaking class right now, actually. I was talking about a previous one I had. This is making sense, right? I think it's been a good year for me creatively, just to finally make the videos I wanted. Well, I obviously want to make more videos bigger and more than the ones you're seeing, but like at the point with my current skill set and like abilities, these are the videos I do want to make, and I hope to extend upon that in the future once I get better and once I get more things to work with, like more equipment and stuff. What is this motion? But I'm very happy with the videos I make, or the fact that I'm able to make them at all. And if you haven't watched my videos on my YouTube channel, I really would like it if you went and go did that. If you went and go did that, does that make sense? I also, not to brag, think I made some really dope looking posters this year. I finally introduced my OCs to all of you, at least some of them. There's a lot of them. We've barely scratched the surface, honestly. Like the main one. You get some of the main ones, you know, and we'll go from there. I do think I'm genuinely getting better at SFM. Like, I feel like I was so insecure about my abilities at first, and I am still kind of insecure because I feel like there's still some stuff I'm figuring out, but I'm definitely less insecure about it than I was a couple of years ago when I was first doing it. I kind of talked about that a bit in my, or at least I kind of vented about it a bit in my 2023 year recap, that post thing. But I'm happy with the position I'm at. I think I can only go forward from here. And once again, I made dope looking art. I'm just going to show some off that I don't think I posted here. I'm particularly very proud of this one. I think, did I post that one here? I actually forgot. But I'm just going to put it up here so you can look at it because I think it's really cool. But yeah, good year creatively, honestly. I'm really happy that I was able to make cover videos, and I'm happy that you guys like them. And I'm happy you guys still like my art and are still here. I should have probably brought this up in the school section. I am going to transition school, but I don't think there's too much to say yet, at least. I'm kind of getting... they're helping me figure out a plan for what I want to do with my life. I'm learning stuff that I'll actually use, and I made a friend. Hi, Vanessa! Maybe I'll talk more about my transitionary school next year, I don't know. But I don't think there's too much to say. I mean, it's affected my mental health in some ways, but I don't think it's anything too egregious other than just kind of normal school stress or just being around too many people. I don't know, it's kind of there is some stuff that's kind of complicated to talk about, and maybe I don't want to do it here, but, you know, overall it's fine. In terms of hyperfixations, nothing too new this year. Obviously, I'm still a big Beetle maniac. That dumbed down a bit this year because of some other hyperfixations, but it's definitely not going away. It's definitely not going away because Also this year, I went to a Paul McCartney concert, and it was fucking incredible, honestly. It is amazing the talent that he still has even at 83. Which... you can barely see them, but it was worth it to me. Has Been No Tale Season 2 came out, hyperfixate on that huge, especially the songs. The songs are fucking banger in this season. Oh my god, I bought that vinyl almost immediately. My friend Vanessa also got me really into the show Murder Drones, and I bought a bunch of plushies. I think you saw me post about that on my Instagram stories. And in that one Sinwise poster I made. Still really proud of that, honestly. I do think they would get along. Also, with FNAF 2 coming out, I also got fixated on that. And I even did a bit of a low-rate Mangle cosplay. I missed FNAF. I mean, FNAF still has a tight grip on my soul because it was a middle school hyperfixation, and I feel like when you hyperfixation on... and I think when you hyperfixate on something in middle school, it never truly leaves you. So, yeah, I think FNAF's just gonna be with me forever. Or at least just indie horror in general. I love indie horror. Still a big Splatoon head, obviously. I'm very excited for Splatoon Raiders, which I'm sure will come out in 2026, hopefully, at least. But then again, I'd rather they take their time with it than put out a bad rushed game. So if it has to wait till 2027, I'm willing to. Just give me more Splatoon, please! I also bought a bunch of vinyls. Or at least got them through family. Vinyls are really cool. I want more vinyls. I should make a list. You know, it's all been pretty normal stuff. What the hell? Oh yeah, that. Okay, so fan became real, and it's kind of low-key consumed my life. This is gonna make no sense to any of my friends, because none of them probably know what that is. At least until I told them. But, yeah, so that happened. You must understand, I knew next to nothing about them before they hard launched, and now I am kind of obsessed with them now. And I feel a bit weird about it, you know, because there are a lot of people who have been in that fan base for a really long time, and they've, like, been fighting in the trenches since fucking 2012. And then I'm just here, like, literally, I'm just here, like, hey, so this seems cool and funny. Can I come in? I don't know anything, but I'd like to learn. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of things I never really expected to learn. I'm really glad I learned it, though. It's cool. So, yeah, the past 2 months have just been straight fanning it. But the main reason I think I'm bringing this up next to last, at least I think, is because being a Dan and Phil fan is low-key helping my mental health. I mean, aside from the literal mental health guidebook written by one half of the titular duo that I admittedly have only read like a third of, and I have learned a lot from this book. It's really good and good so far. Maybe a little niche in a way. I don't know. I haven't read a lot of mental health books, so maybe I have no basis. But it is good. From what I've read so far, it is good. But I also think it's been helping my mental health because, well, they're just really funny. They're just two really funny men. They're two really funny, weird men. I mean, another thing that's been helping is also just the fan base has been really cool, and they've been really accepting to new people who've joined after the hard launch. And I'm really happy that I mean, I'm not saying there isn't any issues within the fan base. It's an internet fan base. They all have issues. But, like, I really am enjoying myself here. And part of the reason I think I am specifically enjoying it here is the basis I have off it, because I got into the fan base, really got into it after I left that niche internet community I brought up earlier. Like, I was like, okay, I'm done stressing over all this bullshit. I'm just gonna leave, and I'm just gonna focus on the yaoi. And the funny gaming, not just the yaoi. I don't want to simplify them to that. So the fan base has been nice, but I just really enjoy watching their videos. And it's just fun. They're just fun to follow. This is gonna sound a bit dramatic, but I think for a while I focused a lot on video essays and drama and true crime, which, guys, true crime isn't scary, it's just sad. That I kind of forgot just what light entertainment that I can just sit back and enjoy feels like. I mean, I haven't completely forgot because of other things, but I don't know. I enjoy myself a lot when I watch their videos, and I think that's just partly because of what I've watched prior to them. Like, I think I focused too much on, like, the other things that, like, made me... Well, I don't want to say made me think too much, because that makes it sound like it's, like, brain rot or something. It's not that it doesn't make me think, it's just I already do plenty of thinking in my life and in other aspects. Do I really need to bury myself in YouTube videos that make me overthink more? No shade to people who make, videos about drama or true crime or analyzing. I'll still watch those, but I think I just now want the internet to be fun for me again. And they've kind of just helped make it fun for me again by just being like a silly safe space with light entertainment. And again, obviously, there's nothing wrong with making more serious content, but again, I will look for that when I look for it. But when I go on my phone or on my internet, I want to entertain myself. I don't want this to be a place where I just get more and more stressed. And that's partly due to phone addiction and, again, the state of the world right now. But again, if I'm going to use my phone, I want to entertain myself. I want to have fun here, and they've just helped make it fun for me again. Not to be over dramatic, I don't know. I think maybe I may have just started rambling by then, but I don't know. Just the enjoyment I've been getting out of these videos and this fan base, it's just been great, honestly, and it's kind of low key been helping me just feel better. Heck, their podcast has kind of helped me get up in the morning every Monday. Like, every morning I'll just feel like shit because that's just how you feel in the morning. And then I'll listen to their podcast, laugh my ass off, and be like, all right, let's get to whatever we're doing today. Probably work or transition because it's Monday. It's nice to have just something you can listen to and just automatically feel better with. They're just really funny. And they're gay and in love, and they're so beautiful when you think about it more, but that's not what this is about. We're not getting into the Dan and Phil Loki helped restore my faith and love. We're not getting into that right now. That is for a different yearly recap. I kind of made that the last segment because segueing, I guess I just have to say, despite all the bullshit that has happened this year, and despite everything that has happened in my life with the internet and phone addiction and my mental health and stress and overthinking, I still think my mental health might be the best it's ever been. And you could arguably say that, like, whatever you're currently at is the best you've ever been, because you're always growing and you're always learning, and that is true. But I don't think I've ever been able to look back and think, yeah, I'm at a pretty good place right now. I mean, obviously there's still issues and stuff, but I think I just feel better now, and I've just wanted that for a while. I feel more energized. I feel more relaxed. I think I'm getting better sleep. It's kind of hard to tell. I just feel kind of a bit of a weight off my back that I feel like it's been there for a while, and now I just feel generally better about everything. I don't know. Well, not everything. Obviously, there's issues. People are always going to have issues. That's just what we're like. I've got issues. But I feel like my issues are getting better, and I don't know if I've been able to really say that for a while. Or at all, really, because the last time I remember feeling good about anything was when I was a kid and less self-aware of how shitty the world is. But I feel like I can be self-aware of how shit everything is and still find hope in it. I mean, that was kind of the conclusion of Dan's comedy special, wasn't it? At least that's kind of what I got from it. Oh yeah, I also got a letterbox this year. There's that. The whole embrace the void and have the courage to exist thing. Know how shitty it is and keep going anyway. I think I've always done that. I think I've always known how shitty things are, but wanted to keep going anyway, because, again, what if it does get better? And besides, I have so much stuff in my life to look forward to. I have a family, I have friends, I have my creative work, I have hyperfixations that are getting, new seasons and new games. I don't want to miss that. As shitty as it can be, I think it's worth it to keep going. I think it was always worth it to keep going because of the points I'm at right now. I'm happy I'm able to just finally feel like I have more of a life to look back on. Like, I've enjoyed myself. I've been able to look at my life and just see how full it is. Again, I graduated high school. I was able to pursue my creative work and hang out with my friends and spend time with my family as you do, and I've enjoyed that. I've just enjoyed myself again. So yeah, I think that's the main thing this year. Despite everything, I think I was able to enjoy my life again. Not that I haven't in years before, but I think it's just been easier to see how enjoyable it can be now. Okay, I think I've been talking for too long. I'm not great at ending things like these. But yeah, overall, 2025, getting better for me. That's how it is. And I'm happy, to be here. So yeah, 2026 might be better, might be worse. Hopefully we'll all still be here by the end of it. Oh god, I don't like how that sounded. But yeah, so there's my yearly recap. I don't know, tell me about yours if you want. Okay, there's that then. Thank you for the support and for being here. Peace and love. Be seeing y'all.